Assalamualaikum
Warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning world, Philippines and Tawi-Tawi. Good morning to our beautiful guest here, Miss May Namli.
Hi, good morning, Tita Alice.
Yes, thank you for being here, ha?
Thank you din for having me. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, si Miss Namli po ay galing sa United States in the
state of Illinois.
Okay, in the state of Illinois.
Yes.
Illinois.
Yes, Illinois.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. Then, you were there for a 1-month leadership training?
Yes, okay.
Under what program?
PYLP po. Philippine Youth Leadership Program.
Okay. So, from the United States, after the training, pag-iwi dito, meron kayong mga kanya-kanyang mga projects, di ba?
Opo.
So, ano itong mga projects? I mean sa'yo, ano yung project na meron ka? Can you please tell us about your project?
My project po is about cultural dance preservation. It is dubbed as, it's Project Batawi po. Project Batawi. It is dubbed or named as Project Batawi because it is involving the youth of Tawi-Tawi, or in my dialect, the Tausug, it's called Bata Tawi-Tawi. And at the same time, Batawi refers to the attire worn when performing pangalay.
Yeah.
So ayun po siya, yung Project Batawi. Yun po.
Pangalay kung sa Tausug, sa Sama,
Pangalay sa Tausug, Igal sa Sama. Yes,
Okay.
opo.
So, sino-sino ang mga targets sa project mo na to?
Well, yung target beneficiary ng Project Batawi is yung mga Bajau kids from Laming. Yes, opo.
So, what inspired you to undertake such project?
I was inspired by my advocacy on cultural dance preservation and also my passion on dancing pangalay. These are the reasons why I undertake this project.
So, during the sa implementation or execution of your project, may na-encounter ka bang mga challenges?
Yes, of course po. Una na doon is yung language barrier. Kasi although meron naman po kaming mga members na marunong mag-speak ng sinama, pero hindi magkatugma, hindi parehas yung language nila, pati ng mga Bajau na yung participants namin.
Okay. So, paano
hindi naman nagkakaintindi.
So, paano mo ito na-handle?
Luckily po, mayroon isang participant na parang intindihan mo ba yung situation namin kasi nahihirapan din po kami na makuha yung attention nila. Of course, kasi hindi kami nagkakaintindihan. And even though how much we shout, and then not really shout, yung parang yung daddy loud. Yung parang magkuha lang ng attention nila. Pero they don't really get what we are saying.
Ganun.
So, mayroon isang bata, she kind of volunteered na, sabi niya, nagsalita siya, on our behalf sa mga...
Bajau din?
Opo. Maliit lang.
Okay.
And then, siya yung nag-translate ng sinasabi namin sa kanila. So, ganun napadali yung process ng pagtuturo namin while during our practices.
Okay naman. At least lahat sila nagko-cooperate, no?
Yes, opo. Yes, you can really see their passion din during our practices. So, willing din sila na mag-learn. Ganun siya. Opo.
So, paano nakatulong ang PYLP, yung leadership training mo dito sa pag-implement mo ng project mo?
Malaki kasi one thing na nag-transform talaga sa akin is yung transform sa akin ng PYLP is my leadership skills. Na-enhance siya. Opo. And then, I was able to apply my knowledge doon na nakuha ko sa training namin doon sa US. And then, mas napadali yung pag-handle ko sa mga members ko and of course sa mga kabataan. Kasi about leadership, of course, mahirap din mag-lead kapag wala ka masyadong mga experiences and wala kang if you're not well educated, hindi mo talaga marunong i-handle yung mga taong to.
Opo.
Yes, opo.
So, during the implementation of your project, Chuck, may mga memorable experiences ka.
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Will you please tell us, share mo sa amin kung ano-ano itong mga experiences mo with the Badyaw kids?
Experiences, well, one of my fears is yung parang lumalakad ka sa footbridge.
Yung
Footbridge, yung hagdanan. Yes, opo. And then, kasi yung bahay ng mga Badyaw, kung saan sila naka-reside is doon sa dagat, diba? Sa
Oo.
shore. And then, kailangan namin tumawid sa footbridge.
Oo.
And then, yung mga bahay nila kasi, may mga parte doon na isa lang yung kahoy.
Aha.
And then, hindi stable yung umahawak.
Sising-swing.
Oo, ganyan, tita. And then, hindi talaga, kahit dati hindi talaga ako sumasama kapag nalalaman ko na gano'n. Hindi naman sa ayaw ko, parang hindi gano'n yung gusto, parang hindi.
Nandun yung fear.
Nandun yung fear lang talaga yun. Pero, yeah, I was able to conquer my fear.
Oo.
And gano'n. And just to reach them out, pumupunta ako doon. Ako na mismo, sabi ko sa mga team ko, let's go! Kahit nahihirapan na sila magtulong sa akin. But even though, despite all of that, we were able to visit them daily, every time na within that 2 weeks po.
So, pumupunta kayo sa bahay?
Yes, opo, hinahatid namin sila, sinusundo.
Saan
Opo,
ka nag-perform?
like during mga practices namin.
Oh, yeah.
So we are very grateful and thankful sa MIT, si Ma'am yun. I will not mention, taga-MIT. She offered a room for us para mag-practice. Opo.
Okay.
And then we are very thankful na nagpahiram siya doon sa amin within that 2 weeks training. Nagamit po talaga siya.
And it's like every day?
Every day. Opo. It started from July 1 to July 15.
From what time do you start?
8 o'clock po.
Hanggang
8 o'clock to 10:45.
10:45 lang
Yes.
naman.
Opo, like
Okay.
8, 9, 10.
I was thinking of their, yung mga pagkain, lunch.
Yeah, speaking of pagkain, well, this Badyaw kids, the beneficiaries are labeled as the less privileged people dito sa atin,
actually,
diba?
totoo.
The underprivileged people. So we have to alam natin yung personality nila and we will not discriminate or criticize that. Pero, what we do is that we offer them extrinsic motivation by like saying, tomorrow guys, makinig kayo, tomorrow may candies tayo. Tomorrow anong kabayaan nyo? Maba ka mo soft drinks, maba ka mo berry, okay na kami, mag-candies na lang. Then, they like it and then they will attend our training. So, ayun, we have to offer external motivation for them para magpunta talaga sila. And some of them, hindi nakukuha doon, hindi satisfied. So, we have to pick them up in their houses also.
So, yan yung mga skills na na-learn mo na rin, ano?
Yes. And with my experience, with my experience, I was able to reflect sa mga sitwasyon nila. And also, kasi we as the Witawians, we are only aware that there are Badyaw people, but we never really put ourselves in their situation. Kasi ako, nung pinasok ko na yung community nila, doon parang
yung situation.
Bigla na-struck yung something within me, bigla siyang nag-spark. Sabi ko, wow, ganito pala yung buhay nila dito, but they still get to smile. Pero tayo, that's why we have to always be contented with what we have.
Always be grateful.
Yes, always be grateful.
So, paano nag-respond itong mga Badyaw kids sa project?
Nag-respond.
Sige.
They're very participative.
Oo.
And also, you can really see their passion kasi although we have to offer extrinsic or external motivation, pero sometimes kasi sila na din yung nagsasabi, mag-start na tayo mag-practice. Ayaw na mag-rest. Sometimes, kasi na-exert sila. Especially, and then doon ko nalaman na mahilig pala silang mag-igal, yung igal na yan, pangalay. At first, sabi ako, pangalay na kita mo, kailangan mo tindog na. And then, hindi sila parang nagsisigaw, hindi sila parang excited na marinig yung pangalay. Kasi hindi yung term na ginagamit nila.
Igal.
Yeah. And then, one person, she said na, mag-igal-igal yung, tapos yun, nagsigawan sila. Sabi ko, so dapat igal ang sinasabi. Para kapag nagpe-play kami, kahit anong music ng ng pangalay, any kinds, o parang kulintangan, or anything, magsasayaw talaga sila. Opo. Doon.
Nag-enjoy sila, no?
Oo, and then makikita mo doon kasi yung iba, di ba, iba kasi kahit i-offer mo na external motivation ng mga ganun candies, physical, mga gifts, ganyan, hindi pa rin pumupunta. Pero sila, kahit di mo nasabihan, bukas, punta tayo bukas sa may practice tayo, they will ask me immediately after our practices. Our practice, ganyan, mag-asa sila. Kami, kung yung practice concern lang yan, bisag pila, balik 8 o'clock lang nila. Sure. Tapos pumupunta kami doon, kahit before 8, nandun na kami. Sila, kahit below 7:30, nandun na sila. Ganun sila ka-excited. So, ganun sila ka-responsive sa project sa Project Batawi. They find it very, enjoying, and at the same time, maybe, perhaps na intindihan nila din kung gaano ka-importante yung culture natin. Kasi even at the first place, sa seminar and orientation, I already told them about the importance of preserving our culture, of course. And then I set them the example of TikTok. Yan. Kung sabi ko, alam niyo ba ito? And then I played them the music and they were like dancing. Sabi ko, alam nila, lahat ng mga music. Sabi ko, kahit sayaw. No, even the Badja kids. So that's how accessible social media is, and then ganun lakas ng impact nito sa mga kabataan. Even the Badja kids na impact nito, ganun yung effect sa kanila. So sabi ko, nagdawin nalung ko in pangalay na to, bangyan niya anad mo adlaw-adlaw. Kalupahan na to, nalung ko in pangalay, nalung ko, have you seen, nung ko, nakakita ka mo pangalay ha TikTok, di ba nung ko, mahang dalong ko biyan, sometimes lang, unless you will really search for it. And then, sabi nila, doon dalong nila biyan. And even other people also, I just want to say also that, I want to add that, even after our implementation and parang implementation
ng project.
Every time lumalabas ako, maraming nag-approach sa akin. And then they will say, ikaw yung sa Project Batawi, no? And then, I feel proud. Parang napapaiyak ako sometimes. And then, I will say, yes, opo. Sabi nila, nagtatanong sila kung paano mag-enroll, paano maka-join. And then, I would say na, inshallah, soon, nasabi ko, sana may mag-partner sa atin, na makatulong ganyan para ipalaki pa, ma-promote pa yung project natin, Project Batawi. Opo.
Actually, baka yun yung first time na feel nila na merong parang nagpa-join or nagpa-feel sa kanila yung sense of belongingness sa society. Diba? Mostly kasi sila itong mga na-i-ignore. Pero with your project, nafe-feel nila na kasama sila, di ba? Sa community, actually sa project mo, sila yung target. So, talagang maging happy ang mga kabataan sa project.
And they can really relate to it kasi in every events, kinakailangan, di ba, na parang showcase yung pangalay. In every events, mayroong pangalay. In weddings, nagpo-perform tayo ng pangalay as a tribute, ganyan. Di ba? So, ganun siya. And kaya ata na-encourage din yung iba na mag-learn. Kasi ganun, parang they find happiness and then sense of belonging.
Yung mga kabataan na Badjaw, So, aside from yung mga na-mention mo, na-develop yung leadership skill mo after the training, aside from that, meron kang other, mga skill pa, aside from leadership, na nalaman mo, na-learn mo from PYLP?
It would be listening po, communication. Po. Kasi una-una na nung pagdating namin sa US, yun yung tinuro sa amin. Sa first session namin. Kasi every day, meron kaming session. And then, parang 1 to 2 hours. Pagkatapos ng 1 hour break, meron namang panibago. So, yun yung first lesson namin is about self-governance. And kasama din doon yung a good listener is a good leader. So, doon ko nalaman. Kasi we are always nandito na sa atin, alam natin na kailangan natin makinig. But never really knew na yung impact ng pakikinig, ganun yung effect niya sa community natin. Kapag nakikinig tayo, yun siya.
Oo.
If we learn the art of, or the virtue of listening, then I think lahat tayo magkakaintindihan.
Opo. Correct.
Kasi we can't really stop ourselves from speaking, di ba? Even though alam natin na kailangan isa lang yung magsasalita. Opo. So we really have to discipline ourselves. Opo. Ganun siya.
Correct.
Yun yung unang-una natutunan ko sa during our training.
Opo.
Yung talaga yung tumindig sa utak ko na you have to be a good listener to be a good leader. Yun
Oo.
siya.
Correct yan. Kasi, paniya, there are mga leaders na hindi nakikinig sa mga suggestions, di ba? They believe kung ano yung voice nila, yun na yung rule, yun na yung batas, di ba? Pero naman lahat ng mga tao. May mga tao lang. Kukunting tao lang yung mga ganon, di ba? Oo.
And it depends on their experience. And even before we went to the US,
Opo.
ganun din ako. I never really gave attention to the opinions of others. Not really totally. Pero, yun ba, hindi ko parang hinahalagi.
Importansya.
Oo, yung ganun.
Oo.
Oo, yung parang yung mga opinions ng iba, na kailangan ko pala yun para ipag-isahin, para kami makapag-intindihan, para makabuo ng magandang solusyon para sa isang problema for one issue ganyan.
Oo.
So, ganun siya. It really depends sa mga experiences mo on how you reflect on the situation. So, ganun siya. And also, if you really want to expand your knowledge on leadership, you have to immerse yourself or ipasok mo yung sarili mo or get out of your comfort zone. Oo. Build your self-confidence. Ganun siya. Doon na malalaman yung true meaning of leadership.
Oo.
Yes.
I-consider mo paligid.
Yes, if you start entertaining the thoughts of others.
Yeah. Oo. Kasi kada tao may kanya-kanyang mga ideas.
Totoo.
Diba?
Totoo.
Hindi pwede yung idea mo lang. Diba? Okay. Sa every badyaw na Badyaw Kid, dun sa project, na kasama dun sa Project Batawi, may kanya-kanya silang mga experiences sa sarili nila na yung impact ng Batawi project sa kanila. May napansin ka kung ano-ano ito?
Opo, meron.
Paano nila ito tinanggap pala yung Project Batawi?
Project Batawi.
Oo.
Because Project Batawi is a micro project po siya. Hindi po siya macro. Kaya we did not really get malaking We
Limited
only
lang.
focus on these kids na grade 3 students, grade 3 pupils of Lamio and Badyaw Primary
Grade
School.
3?
Opo, grade 3.
Oo.
At the age, ranges at the age of 7 to 10 years old. So,
Ilan sila?
17 po.
17. Okay.
And then, meron isang example doon kung, yung sa question mo po, related doon sa question mo, is, tatlo sila magkakapatid. Opo. Tatlo sila magkakapatid na mag-classmate. And then, meron silang maliit na kapatid. I didn't know that. And so, at the first 3 days, nagtataka ko kasi yung una, at tatlo sila present at the first day. And so, kasi nakalisman yung name nila. And then, second day, wala yung isa, complete yung dalawa. Yung, sa gitna pati yung last, yung magulang, eldest. So, sabi ko, saan yung una, yung
The other one.
Oo, the other one. And then, sabi nila, andun daw nag-alaga sa kapatid nila, yung maliit, baby. So sabi ko, okay. Pero sabi ko, sabihin nila na mag-attend bukas kasi sabi ko, malilate sila sa mga practices natin, hindi sila makahabol. Ayun. Tapos pagka the other day, wala na naman yung isa. And then sabi ko, bakit yun? Parang alternate man kayo, sabi ko. So sabi nila, nag-alaga sa kapatid, kailangan sabi nila, kasi yung parents sila nagtatrabaho din. Oo, so walang makakaalaga. Opo. So yun, parang sabi ko, parang nakaka-burden man ako sa kanila. And so I thought na I went to their parents. I thought, and I discussed it with their parents. And then sabi nila, okay lang din naman. Pero may mga oras lang din na their schedules are packed na hindi nila kaya na na alagaan na ganito. So, kailangan mag-adjust yung isa para maalagaan yung kapatid nilang maliit. And then, I can really relate kasi nga, ganun din kami magkakapatid. And I have to cancel some of my activities also sa bahay to take care of my
younger
sisters.
sisters.
Oo, kapag busy yung parents ko. And then, ganun yung nangyayari. And doon pa lang, makikita mo na kung gaano sila ka-passionate na mag-learn, yung willingness nila na mag-learn ng pangalay. Kasi, alternate sila, magkakapatid, may schedule sila. But even with that, in spite that, their situation, they were able to memorize the steps. Oo. Nakakado sila. And maganda kasi, tatlo sila, and legit, and they're so adorable, yung kapatid nila, and yun yung palagi kong pinupuntahan sa community nila. Yun yung reason din, isa sa mga rason is yung cute na baby doon.
So, at least, nandun yung interest nila, ano?
Super.
Hindi yung totally mag-quit na lang yung isa just to take care of the, younger sibling, di ba? At least, silang tatlo, nakaka-avail.
Yes.
No? Ganun. So, ngayon, ano ang next step or future plan mo sa Project Batawi at sa mga Badyaw Kids?
My next step for Project Batawi, inshallah, if yung mga local governments or NGOs yan,
Makipag-partner?
makipag-partner sa amin, then,
Manawagan ka.
Yes, I'm calling out for those local government and the non-government organization na to help us, to partner with us kasi this project will not just benefit us. It will benefit the whole Tawi-Tawi. Kasi it's about preserving our culture. Nagpe-preserve siya ng culture natin. And then importante yun kasi almost likely the same siya with the tourism. And parang kami lang yung mga kabataan na we're trying to kami yung nag-reach out sa mga smaller communities. And then, ganun siya.
What is good, yung nagustuhan ko sa Project Batawi mo, yung mga underprivileged, yung mga
Madami
respondents mo.
talaga nag-aas sa akin, yung mga impression, not really yung parang nandidiri sila or whatsoever. But their first impression is, why Badyaw? You know, these kids, their personality, their characteristics, their livelihood, ganyan. Ganun sabi ko, it just came up to my mind na parang sabi ko, these kids are, yung parang kailangan nila yung opportunity nito. Kasi,
kailangan nila mapansin.
they're rarely given the opportunities such as like this. O yung mga local governments na tabiya din, excuse me, no? Kasi yung ibang mga organizations, they only focus to the kids, sa mga kabataan na
Yung mga nakikita na lang nila dyan.
Na they can afford nun. They can afford personal trainers na magturo sa mga kabataan, sa mga anak nila. And these Badyaw kids, they don't really have enough or sufficient knowledge on why do we have to preserve our culture? Bakit kailangan to be preserved? And then when we came to them, and then we broached about the importance of culture, doon nila nalaman. Doon parang nag-start mag-kick in sa kanila. And so, in that moment, sabi ko, the youth leaders of Mindanao, we should be focusing not just yung mga kabataan may kaya, but we should be focusing on this underprivileged people also. Kasi, bihira lang sila binibigyan ng mga oportunidad. Only if yung parang mga coordination. Yes, opo. And also, yung parang kung yung society, also, with how the society has labeled them to be, doon din kasi mali is, kasi I think everybody naman, meron silang intention na magturo sa mga kabataan nito, magkuha sa mga kabataan nito para maka-benefit sa project, para as a benefit, to take the benefits of their project. Ganon. Pero, yung impression nila, yung parang mag-start na yung maisip nila agad is, mahirapan tayo ganito, mahirapan tayo mag-support kasi kailangan ng malaking pera. Na how about us? Na kami na yung mag-set as an example sa inyo na with the funds of PYLP for only 5,000, we were able to parang i-pursue yung project na ito successfully.
And nagbigay ng impact sa buhay ng mga
And
kids.
even to us, no, nagbigay siya nagkaroon kami like, para, may life-changing din kasi siya. Kahit hindi siya, kasi, nag-ask din ako sa mga co-members ko, nag-ask ako sa kanila. Sabi ko, kasi ako din mismo, na-observe ko yung transformation, no? Na-observe ko yung transformation kasi even nung una, hindi kami parehas ng values, hindi kami parehas ng mga perception.
With the Badyaw kids?
Oo, ganun siya. With the members.
With the members.
Oo, ganun. Sabi ko, kailangan natin ganito, pero I give them time. Kasi kailangan nilang ma-realize yun. Sarili nila. Kasi, and finally,
so what happened?
natuto silang mag-reflect sa mga kids, and then sila na mismo, mag-chat na sila sa akin, hey, paano naman? Ano na bukas gagawin natin? Ganito, ganyan. Ano na gagawin natin bukas? Nagsa-start na sila mag-worry. Nagsa-start na sila, parang nag-share na kami ng mga worries namin. And then, parang, alam mo yung saying na great minds think alike. So, ganun na nag-interconnect. Yung mga opinions na, nagpundan na yung pigilan mo. And then, nagugulan at makawalan. Pero yun siya. And also, I forgot to mention that Project Batawi aims to provide the skills of, also, forgot to mention that Project Batawi, we will be using technological landscape by providing actions that will nurture the skills of pangalay among the youth on social media po. That's why we are using the social media. We are posting our videos there, our photos, we are updating you guys. We wanted, kasi we're using social media to impact and also to disseminate the information about the importance of cultural preservation, ganun siya. And also the Project Batawi. With that, by social media, ganun naman kasi yung kalakas ng impact of social media sa mga kabataan. With just a few clicks, mas spread mo na yun siya, ma-resonate na yun siya sa mga pages ng mga feed ng mga viewers, no? Ganun siya kadali. So, within the 2 weeks of implementation, of Project Batawi's implementation, we were able to achieve 1,300 followers. And that's good. And we were grateful at that time kasi sabi namin, day by day, nag-increase 150 followers each day. And so we were really proud. And then every night, my members will be like, 999 followers na. Minsan ako, ganyan, antay ako. 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 a.m., nag-aantay ako ganyan. Hindi sabi ko na 1,000
Ibig sabihin, nakarating na siya sa mga viewers.
So, doon ko din na-realize na hindi lang din ito yung parang naka-impact ng lives ng mga beneficiaries ko, but as well as yung mga viewers around sa mga social media. And we're proud kasi we were able to follow also our vision and also our mission. We were able to achieve. Yun siya. And so, masaya kami. Masaya, super. At the end of the day, kami ng mga co-members ko, we were like, at the verge of crying. Nung nakita namin yung kabataan, ng mga nagsasayaw, sobrang nakakaiyak.
So, pagkatapos ng project, ano na nangyari? You have your, culmination.
Yes, culmination. Doon na nangyari yung performance nila. Yes. And then nakita namin na may reason naman pala nila. Na kaya nila. And then we also invited some speakers like Sir Alpan, teacher Ma'am Dali, and some other people na stakeholder, my mother, my mother, my dad, everyone, sina Ate Carsi, they were there. And also, dun sila, sa culmination, dun nangyari lahat yung performances and our performances. And then nag-speech din si Sir Altan. Sabi niya na sana, inshallah, na hindi lang kami makaka-perform sa ganito mga small communities, but also to a wider audience din daw. Sana ganun din.
At kita sa Facebook, and you were crying. Ano yun? Doon sa yung sa culmination.
I was really, I was very emotional. Even kasi kinuha din kami na mag-represent ng project namin doon sa Davao, at Ateneo de Davao. And out of all 24, I'm very grateful din na nakuha na mag-talk about the issues in my community. Oo, yun siya. And then, so, very emotional talaga sa akin yung part na yung mga kids. Kasi, despite lahat, ganun siya, nataguyod namin yung project namin. Successfully, successful siya. And then, nakikita ko yung mga kabataan, yung kabuhayan nila doon. Nakakaiyak talaga. And every time pagkatapos ng practices namin, nagsistory ako kay mami. Ganyan sabi ko, yung mga kabataan doon, yung mga kids, yung badyaw. Sabi ko, naliligo sila ganyan sa dagat. And then lives ba parang bago lang talaga sa akin.
Total different talaga sa atin.
Sa kabahayan natin, di ba? And then, naawa ko kasi ako, nahihilo ako doon. Kahit ilang seconds lang ako doon sa bahay kasi nag-move siya ganyan. And so, parang sa akin,
do you realize na kung may tidal wave, agad-agad yung
meron. There was one time. Kasi I think, 3 days before the culmination, sabi ko, mag-uwi na kayo. And then, pinuntahan namin sila ulit. Pero may isang bahay na hindi namin napuntahan. And then, parang biglaan, suddenly parang nandun na sila, pumunta na sila. Sabi ko, nasa ba kayo nung nagpunta dito? Sabi ko, wala nang nilagyan. Pero sabi ko, sinabay ka kami, wala nang nilagyan. Kasi, maalam yung habay mo, maalam tubig niya, kawit palong, so nangyari kami nung So sabi ko, doon nag-start mag-kick in sa akin ng
V, pag malakas ang alon.
We are safely, dito tayo sa bahay natin, safe na safe tayo dito, wala tayo nabala. Then, think about them. Yung situation nila, imagine, kapag
malakas ang
may information lang sa Facebook na dumarating na may mag-high tide daw, may malakas na alon, malakas yung ulan. Pero we don't really think about these people. Ano yung mga experience nila? So, yung mga challenges nila, how will they cope that,
yung mga
tragedy, no? Kasi, So, ganun yung nag-happen.
sa buhay nila.
So, ganun yung nag-happen. Then, doon ako, sabi ko, so, okay lang yung kapatid mo. So, kapatid nila yung parang tatlo.
Baby.
Sila yun. Sabi ko, yung kapatid mo namalik, nandun sa bahay, natutulog. Natutulog, sabi ko, paano yun? Sabi ko, parang hindi mag-manifest ganyan. Sabi ko, grabe yun. Tapos, sabi ko, never pa sablong ko biyaan nag-happen kanyo. Why pa sablong niya biyaan? Pero, buyag, tuon na. Sana hindi yung mag-happen, no? Pero, ganun-ganun na yung footbridge nila. Kailangan.
Pero siguro, it has something to do with, yung sa parents. Kahit badyaw ka, or miskin, poor lang tayo. Pero, if you strive to study, yung i-overcome yung kahirapan, work hard, para makaalis doon sa situation na yan, baka pwede din silang maalis doon.
So, I thought of that also.
Mental siguro, yung parang condition of their mind na kontento na kami, ganito lang kami. Kaya, very good yung yung Project Matawi. At least, napunta kayo doon sa area nila. Then somehow, nag-educate din yun sa kanila, mag-compare nila yung buhay mo sa buhay nila, di ba?
Yes,
so, baka, when we continue doing that, ma-remind sila of dapat ayusin namin ang buhay namin para hindi kami manatili sa ganitong situation, di ba? Inshallah, marami ka pang pwedeng matulungan.
Inshallah.
Marami kang pwedeng mag-learn sa project mo, maka-reach out kayo doon more sa mga, hindi lang doon sa mga kids na badyaw, doon na tayo sa mga parents, siguro kailangan natin sila i-educate, no? Sa other project mo. So, ngayon, Miss May, ano yung pwede mong mai-advise doon sa yung mga aspiring youth leaders na also wish to make a difference sa mga buhay ng mga marginalized community?
Well, at first is that becoming a leader, no, you just gather like to us. Kasi for young people, no, they own their impression, like sa example sa amin, their impression is like, ay, sila lang yun yung may kaya na makagawa ng ganon. Hindi. Actually, if you get out of your comfort zone, maaabot mo yung ganung klaseng mga achievements, no? Kasi becoming a leader, you don't really have to go through everything na ganito, kahirapan and all. Because it's just for experience, no? It's just to expand your experience. That's the purpose of it. But you can be a leader in your own community. And I know, and I'm certain na even in your class, naging leader din kayo sa mga class ninyo, sa klase ninyo, mga group activities, you have led your group, like small groups in your communities also. And that's called leadership. Nakaka-impact na kayo sa mga lives ng ibang tao. And also, like us, it's just that us, we are given the opportunity to really speak up for what we are concerned of, and we are parang nabigyan kami ng privilege kasi malaki yung platform ng mga programs such as like PYLP kasi nagdadagdag siya sa mga credibilities mo. So ganun, that's the reason why we are being interviewed or parang viewed as parang youth leaders, but you consider yourself as a leader also. Kasi kahit sa bahay, kahit kayo magpapamilya, and if there are, kapag wala yung parents niyo for the youth, no? If wala yung parents niyo, you are leading your sisters, no? Kapag you aspire, if you will be a good role model and inspire, community service yung parang ganun. If you aspire to be a good leader, yun, you consider yourself as a good leader, as a youth leader na. Yun siya. Yun siya. Leadership, it can happen everywhere. Like, everywhere. Kahit maglalakad kayo, pati mga barkada mo. Kapag ikaw mismo na nag-volunteer na, guys, we will go here. Kapag nawala kayo, we will go here and we will lead the way. But that's considered as a leader.
Ibig sabihin, nandun yung skill mo sa pagdedesisyon, yung sa determination, di ba?
Yes.
Oo.
Akin lang kasi, I just wanted to enhance my leadership skills. So, I had to join programs such as PYLP. And then, you never know also, no, di ba? Kapag if you're really passionate about expanding or enhancing your leadership skills, then go join. Go join programs such as PYLP or other programs na mag-enhance talaga ng PYLP or leadership skills mo. And by that, you can reach out to wider communities. Ganun siya.
Doon nag-start.
Doon nag-start talaga. Nagsimula na sa...
from within.
Opo, and also with the law of attraction din kasi nagsimula. Sinabi na paulit-ulit, nagsimula yun siya sa law of attraction. Sa mga kaibigan ko, I surrounded myself with people who are who dreams big or who dream big. Doon nagsimula kay Rania, PYLP alumni, sina Jason, sina Sir Jason Abubakar. Doon nagsimula sina Yusuf Ben, sina Ina Managola. Doon nagsimula. I surrounded myself with them by like sa mga successful people. And then it doesn't matter kapag hindi mo ka-age. And it's much more better, no, kapag if you engage yourself with mature people. Kasi doon mo natutunan. Kasi doon ma-realize mo yung mga experiences nila. And then doon, maiba din, matatransform din yung mindset or yung way of thinking mo. Ganun siya.
So, ibig sabihin, when you surround yourself with mga bulaog, mga barbado,
you will be influenced by them, by their doings. And that's why yung parang those people who are doing illegal things, na-influence sila, yung una sabihin nila, hindi ako gumagawa, but you are there. You can't reason out na wala kang ginagawa, but you are there. You're parang sa loob, you are supporting them. So, ganun yung
tolerate
instead of that, you are telling them to stop doing the bad thing, but rather, you will be
just silent ka lang.
Silent ka lang. Silent ka lang sa gilid. Kasi even though you know the truth na ito, bawal to, just, stay quiet. Ganun ka lang. Kasi alam mo, kapag sinabi mo, surely na mawawalan ka ng kaibigan. And yeah, about friends, don't worry a lot about it kasi there are many people, madaming tao na gustong makipagkaibigan sa'yo. Yes.
Good people stay.
Yeah, that's true.
Good luck sa'yo.
Yes.
God bless. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tita. Thank you so much. Always been a pleasure to to speak and also to share my experience with PYLP. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Yes. Ikaw muna, tita.
Saan ba yan? Pero nakita ko yan sa
Bini.